It's time for Did You Watch It?
How does this show work? We watch what we like, we talk about what we watch, and maybe you'll like what you hear. I'm Liz.
I'm Isabel.
And I'm Neil.
Last night we watched episode 5 of Bachelor in Paradise. The show aired on Tuesday, August 26th, 2014. Here's what we thought about it. Meanwhile, at the rose ceremony, we find out the reason that Graham had to take himself off the set. He's got a little panic attack developing.
Well, here's my thing about that. If you're having a panic attack, I certainly wouldn't accept the rose.
After all that he heard, right?
Right?
We should treat it as a lightning strike, is what you're saying.
Exactly!
Right. It's a foreshadower of evil.
Foreshadower of evil. Definitely.
But in this crisis moment, if you want to call it that, Claire did make a good point in that Ashley did not move.
No, she didn't.
She didn't.
She just stayed right there on her mark with her rose in her hand. I'm not going to move because they told me to stand here.
Fixing her hair.
She was waiting for the shot.
I mean, Michelle went to go check and see how the boy was doing.
Of all people who should have checked on Graham, it should have been Ashley.
Right.
Of course. Hello.
Your man is going through the vapors.
He's going down, and you're just sitting there waiting for your cue.
Yes, you should check to see how he's doing.
Of course.
I guess they calmed him down, they got him hydrated, they did whatever. He came back. So Graham accepts Ashley's rose, and now Lacey has to go hurl. And Marcus did the right thing.
He
got
followed.
off his mark, go check on his woman.
Immediately.
Make sure that she's all right.
He didn't even hesitate.
Meanwhile, back at the rose ceremony,
Yes.
Michelle Money chose Cody,
Yeah.
Yes.
and then Sarah chose Robert.
No surprise.
Yes. Super cute.
In at least a surprise move for me, Jackie chose Jesse. Yeah, I totally gave her too much credit.
Absolutely.
Either
yeah, you
she's
did.
just completely clueless, or she just is falling for his line of BS.
Yeah.
She sees a glimmer of hope, and she's going with that instead of realizing he never really answered her question about the whole strategizing thing. She called him out,
Nothing.
but
It didn't appear that she broke her rule with Jesse. But she did with Markel. So, whatever.
whatever.
And if she saw any of the season that Jesse was on, his character was never really stellar anyway. So if she knows anything about the show, she would have known that.
But she doesn't. So.
Sure.
Guess.
So Markel and Kaylin had to go home. Kaylin I wasn't so mad about because at least he got to go home with someone he loved.
Exactly. Himself.
Right?
Meanwhile, back at the hospital, I understand you want to be there for your woman, but I don't necessarily think they expect you to, like, be in the bed with her.
Thank you. I was thinking the same thing.
It was kind of sickening.
Be that pillar of support from a distance, like in the chair next to the bed.
It was a little too much togetherness.
A poor girl didn't even have room to lay down on her back completely and just relax.
You know, especially with them socks he was wearing. Did you see those socks?
Polka dots. You know what? I think the polka dots are showing his sensitive side.
Yeah, really. Well, all I got to say is Ringling Brothers called and they want their socks back. Meanwhile, back at the compound,
Yes.
the next day, Claire's standing out on the balcony. Oh, it's just so wonderful. All these people are paired up and in love and da-da-da. And she just starts running down the list and says, oh, Zach and I have a connection and we're unbreakable. Cue Christy. Christy comes along.
Exactly. Just when you thought it was safe to say unbreakable.
I have a question for the two of you, and I just want to see if you feel the same way about this. Is it possible that the auditioning bachelors and bachelorettes actually make out a list of past contestants that they might be interested in meeting, and then they submit that to the producers so that they can craft and weave their magic drama spells?
On this show?
On this show.
I think so.
Because I keep hearing mention about you were on my list.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're making references to old Hall & Oates tunes.
Yes.
Thank you. I have the song in my head now. Thank
Yeah,
you.
see,
Your
there you
kiss
go.
is on my list. Yeah.
That's
Yes,
it.
exactly. So I'm just thinking it's like maybe they had to like identify their top three.
Maybe.
And so then they got together and they said, okay, well, Zach is on Christy's list. Christy's on Zach's list. If we time it just so, maybe we can have like something going on because Claire had also said something about Zach. So
True.
I can see them having like a big old bachelor reunion and have all of them in the same room.
Well, they do. They have that quite often. They have little
Yeah.
get-togethers. They have little things they do for charity. So a lot of the former contestants know each other through those events.
Yeah.
Like group therapy, right?
Yeah, sorta. Only it's just a giant party. Usually
Yeah, okay.
involving bikinis, alcohol, and a pool.
and more alcohol.
So Christy comes in and she's got a date card. My question is, why does Sarah have to talk to her before she makes her choice?
I'm surprised Lacey didn't do it.
Well, Lacey was busy.
Oh, that's true. She was in the hospital with Marcus kind of holding her. I'm just going to hold you until you feel better.
Oh, Lord.
It's like, can you let this arm free? I mean,
Right.
honey, I can't reach my jello.
Gosh. I could not deal with that.
So Christy comes in and so she asks to talk to Zach. Claire's not in the room.
Of course not.
So she takes Zach outside and says, oh, you know, I really wanted to meet you. Oh, that's funny because I wanted to meet you too.
Yep.
I would like for you to go on a date with me. Well, I kind of would like to go on a date with you, but I'm involved with Claire here, so I'm going to have to say no. You see how easy that was, Claire?
Oh, yeah.
You see how easy that was? It was just, you know, I appreciate the invitation. Thank you very much, but I'm busy over here.
Exactly.
For right now.
Not the flippy,
Right?
flippy, multiple conversations with the different
Yeah.
The
guys.
back and forth and the back and
Yeah.
forth. And making
Yeah.
all these insinuations. Well, what would you do if you had a date with someone?
Exactly.
Yeah, I felt very bad for Zach at that moment because he just don't need to be bothering with Claire.
I kind of agree.
Yeah, Miss, I don't want any drama. I don't want any drama.
Oh,
right.
God, yeah.
I can't take any more of the crying and storming off and whatever.
Yeah,
Between
exactly.
her and Michelle, it's just, you know, does anyone want
There's
to
a
stick
hell of
around?
a lot of crying going on.
It was funny because I guess so basically Zach tells her, here's what happened and here's what I said. I'm not going on the date with Christy. And
Right.
Claire's going on like, oh, and her what? Is it her in the moment, her confessional thing? Something about like how Zach wants to talk to other women. Well, no, Zach didn't initiate this conversation about a date.
Exactly.
But that's Claire. She's got to kind of pick it apart, dissect it to death, overanalyze.
If it doesn't happen immediately, she's not happy.
Well, she's her own worst enemy, really.
Absolutely.
Big time. Sarah takes her over to Jesse's bungalow.
I thought it was Claire that introduced Christy to Jesse.
No, it was Sarah.
Oh, it was Sarah? Okay.
Even though Jackie had given Jesse the rose the night before.
The whole thing, Jesse is one of those NBT guys. I'm just looking for the next best thing.
Jesse agrees to go on the date with Christy.
Yes.
And I had to laugh because Christy's going on about, well, I don't want to meet anyone like my ex who used words to manipulate and was an overall douchebag. I thought, oh,
Exactly. That's exactly who you're going out with.
yes.
Yeah. You're in absolutely the right place.
And with the right guy for that.
Exactly.
Sarah gets a date card and then asks Robert.
Yes.
Of course.
They go to dinner, they bump heads.
That was funny.
It was just kind of awkward.
It was just very uncomfortable. I felt bad watching.
Right?
At some points.
It was just weird. And then what I did like, though, was when Robert said that he was in Paradise. I thought that was super cute.
Was it uber cute?
It was uber cute.
She really wanted a kiss.
Oh,
Oh,
my
she
gosh.
sure did.
There was this whole lead up, right? The whole lead up about the kiss.
When they finally do, she gives him the stapler kiss. You know, the head's closed in.
Yeah.
And then she just kind of like, boom, like she was like stapling a stack of papers together. And it's like, boom, you know, had the total swing line action.
Then they finally just kind of stayed stuck together, I guess. That just sounded bad.
Yeah. No passion.
Ashley and Graham had their little date.
Oh, that was boring.
He was racing cars. She was
driving around in neutral.
Please. Are you kidding me? I would have put the pedal to the metal.
Didn't he say something to the effect, I know that I would feel safe when she's driving our kids?
And he had said something about a minivan, too. Like,
Yeah, she would be great driving a minivan.
Dude.
Yeah, boo.
no, thank you.
That's kind of a burn.
Boo.
That's not really a compliment.
How could you be on that track with that car and go 20 miles an hour?
Because she's a scaredy cat.
Because she's not you, Liz. because you are the speed demon, right?
Maybe.
Cody and Michelle.
Oh, I don't even have enough words to tie an anchor around Cody and say, slow your roll.
Right?
But wait, Cody wants what Cody wants. Isn't this what we heard?
But here's the thing. Michelle wants what Michelle wants too. And she's
Right.
been talking about is a guy who will just fall for her.
Yeah.
Enter Cody,
True.
a guy who's just falling for her, and she just can't deal with it.
The night before last, she was like, oh, I just want some guy. She was just moosing and crying and all over the place because she was by herself and she didn't have a man. And
I
I'm
know.
going home.
Right.
Okay?
No one will choose me.
And Cody is just like all over her and just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
Totally.
I am the president of your fan club, all right? I will hold you up. I will do a Michelle press. Right? You can be my barbells of love.
So Michelle gets the flippy for this week.
Oh, totally. And then she's already going on about how she doesn't think Cody has a lot of relationship experience. I was like, well, how do you know?
To me, he just seems unafraid, right? And just wants to go in both feet first and just not hold back.
Exactly.
I think it's kind of an endearing quality.
I am in Cody's camp.
Me too.
I was worried because he said that Andy, Kat, and Claire were in his top 3 from Juan Pablo season.
Yeah.
I was more than a little concerned.
Right?
But I
Oh
have come
my
around
gosh.
and I said, okay, there is some redeeming qualities to the man.
Yes.
So,
It's all good.
yes. So Michelle gets a date card and thankfully she asks Cody.
Yes.
Yes.
So they go to this hotel where they meet up with a wedding coordinator who said that they are scheduled for some engagement photos down on the beach.
I mean, did they do this on purpose
Yes.
because they
Yes.
knew that she
Yes.
was so scared?
Yes, absolutely.
But how
Absolutely.
awkward.
Yeah, throw them in a tense situation and see how they react.
I mean, wouldn't that
You
have been
know.
better for maybe a second date, not the first date together? You know what I thought would have been a better choice for this particular date? Marcus and Lacey. They would have been eating that all up.
Oh
They would have been
my
like, let's get the
gosh,
justice
yes.
of the peace here right now.
Exactly.
But it would have been immensely boring to watch.
True.
That's true, because they
True.
wouldn't have said anything to each other.
They would have just been all syrupy. I just love you.
But no, Cody had the opportunity to basically tell Michelle how he felt. And, this is the first time in 3.5 years that I'm feeling brave enough and open enough to just go for it. And it's like, all right, Cody,
I love that.
that impressed me.
Yes.
And I was kind of proud of Michelle. Like, she just went ahead and went through with it. She just kind of talked
Yeah.
herself into, she goes, it's only a photo shoot. The dress isn't
Yeah.
going to fit. And I think she joked something about, like, this is my Halloween costume. I decided.
But yeah, the look on her face when she walked in the room and saw the wedding gown
Oh
and the
my
bouquet,
gosh,
Yeah.
right?
I was laughing. Yeah.
Like all the color drained from her face.
Note to Michelle, you can scream from the top of the highest pyramid in Mexico that this isn't real. And you'd be right. But we know that this segment was probably the most real one that we will ever see on this series.
Very true.
Yes.
Because that was real fear on her face.
And that was true Cody, I'm 100% in, and what if we fall in love?
Zach and Claire.
Oh, Lord.
Zach was definitely feeling a little buyer's remorse after all the stuff that happened the night before.
A little.
Sure.
It was written all over his face.
It's like, maybe I caught a little bit too much crazy up in
Maybe.
here.
Maybe?
Man. And then sitting at that bonfire and having to talk about, I just want to make sure that we're doing the right thing and that we're okay and so forth. And all she read was, he's breaking up with me. He
Yeah.
doesn't want to be with me anymore.
Just the look on Zach's face, like he was completely baffled by
Yes.
Claire's reaction. I could feel
Oh, yeah.
that.
Oh, I felt so horrible for Zach.
Like, what is going on?
Well, see, because you got to understand Claire's backstory. Note to Claire, I understand that you have 5 older sisters. And I understand that you will be the last sister to get married if that ever happens. So I understand why you want it now.
Okay.
Okay.
But what she needs to understand is she can have fast as long as the guy is also on the fast track.
Okay.
See.
Gotcha. She wants to get married like tomorrow.
Tomorrow, because she's tired of being the only single sister. Claire gets pissed off and just takes off into the jungle running. And thank goodness the raccoon whisperer returns. Man, I missed her. I absolutely missed her. It's like, I just don't know what these. I'm trying to find these relationships. It's like, I'm tired of the drama. And then having to deal with Ashley's silly ass. It's like, again, I'm looking like a fool again.
Because you know she went through a lot after the whole Juan Pablo thing, right? So after that was over,
Sure.
so she's still in the throes of that, right? And so for her to be feeling like this,
it's been a couple months now. She's had some time to get over it.
Yeah. But I get her saying, "I look like a fool again."
Yeah, I get her saying it, but as Isabel loves to say, doesn't she know what she signed up for?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I had to laugh because didn't she say something like she tried to take it slow? I was like, you're right.
I know. It's like, Claire, have you met Claire?
I guess she decides that she needs to check herself out of Club Paradise, which
Smartest
personally
move.
I think is a positive.
Totally.
Probably.
She needs to get the hell up out of here and actually deal with some real world individuals.
I honestly think this was the best choice for her.
Oh, yeah.
And
oh,
Zach.
Yeah.
Poor
and
Zach.
Oh,
Poor Zach.
Poor Zach. Oh, my God. Woke the man out of a dead sleep.
Yes, I noticed that too. I was like, whoa.
How
Can
rude.
you imagine? No, it's kind of like a vision of the ghost where she steps into the room and she's just standing there waiting for him to wake out of a dead sleep. And it's like, oh my God, you're there. You know, I
He
mean,
had that look on his face, didn't he?
oh,
She pulled out a ghost reference.
I mean, can you imagine? I would have screamed so loud.
Well, hey, at least she wasn't like, looking at his face like 2 inches from his
I
face.
need
like,
to
wake
talk
up.
to you.
Yeah.
But he just looked over and it was like, just saw
Oh, my
her.
goodness. That's funny. The only thing missing was Whoopi Goldberg and a pottery wheel. Jesus.
And Unchained Melodies playing in the
Exactly.
Yeah,
background.
exactly. Oh, man. And so then she's sitting on the stairs and she's telling Zach, I just have to go. And so Zach is like saying, well, I really want. I was waiting. I was absolutely waiting for the it just shouldn't be okay moment, I was waiting for that. It's like I said, yeah, you go, Zach, but I'm telling you, at the end, she's going to say something like that. And she did. It's like, you don't have to sugarcoat it. I've already packed. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Don't
okay,
try
go.
to talk me out of it.
No, don't worry. I'm not. Because let's remember her parting words. I should have just gone on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh my gosh,
As
right?
if they would have invited her.
Shameless self-promotion.
They
I mean,
cut
my goodness.
after that statement, and I just busted out laughing.
I flushed her at that moment. I was done.
Oh my gosh.
She should
I
just go
was
back
so
to
done.
Sacramento and just...
Yeah, and avoid the ocean at
And
all
avoid
costs.
the beach.
Because it's a bad memory for you, obviously.
Of course.
I love Lucy.
Wait, how long did she stay on Juan Pablo's season?
3-4 weeks?
Okay.
Because we had already coined the phrase Naked Lucy. Right? She had been showing her wares a few times at that point.
I don't want any misunderstandings. I'm old enough to be the child's father, okay? So,
Right.
I am not interested in Lucy the person. I am interested in Lucy the concept.
The concept, exactly.
Yes, I love the concept of Lucy.
Footloose and
It works for
fancy
me.
free.
Just free, and she is a harbinger of drama, but she does not possess drama within her.
No.
No.
See,
That's
I like
what I
that.
got from her, too.
Yes, exactly. It's about enjoying life, and who needs the burden of fashion? She wants to ask Jesse on a date, but I can't remember if she knew that he had gone out with Christy before.
Well, yeah, because she and Christy are friends, and she was one of the first ones that she talked to when she got there.
Yeah.
Right, because they were together on Juan Pablo's
Yes.
season.
Right.
Right. And it's like, I love when Christy said, don't make out with him
Yeah.
on your date, because
Right.
I already did. And it's like, really? Seriously? Come on. You just got here. She just got here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm sorry. We're not be pissing on nobody's tree right
Everybody's
now. So,
claiming their territory super early.
I know.
yeah.
Uber
Well, I guess
early.
they got to because we don't want to leave. We want to stay. So it didn't get interesting until they got back
Yes.
to the compound.
Oh my gosh. And by
That's when stuff started to heat
interesting,
up.
you mean crazy.
Yeah, it was a little dramatic.
Well, they certainly made out before they got into the house. And I know that Lucy moved her hands somewhere.
Oh my gosh. It's like I was almost covering my eyes.
Stop it.
I just don't want to picture Jesse that way.
Now, what we're shown is Christy and Jesse retiring to her bungalow after Christy is like all concerned about, well, are we still going to be like together? I'm still worried about that. Oh, no, don't worry, baby. We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
And when you say retire, that's in quotes, right?
Yeah, that's in quotes. Retired is absolutely in quotes.
Because there was some serious groping.
Yeah, so that he can reassure her that his interests in her are still,
Honorable.
I don't know about honorables, that they have yet to expire. How's that?
There you go. Better
Right.
said.
And so we see Lucy walking down the path and just joining in, walking into the bungalow while they're there. And it's a ha 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 ha.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, because as Lucy says, sharing is caring.
Yeah, she's there to have fun.
Like I said, I love Lucy, the concept. The next day, what we hear is Christy and Lucy had already gone to bed and Jesse showed up later.
Yes. That's certainly not what it looked like.
Right. That's not how it was edited. But what they talked about was Jesse coming in later and
with his beard,
getting in there with Christy. And, feeling stuff. And I guess she thought it was Lucy. I'm not assuming anything. But then Christy said, Lucy, you don't have a beard.
Really? There's a few other things, too.
I'm calling bullshit on Fearless Host's description, the adjectives that he used to describe Claire's exit,
What did he say again? Because I kind of zone out when he speaks sometimes.
Because he said that, she left angry and brokenhearted.
Oh, yes, he did say that. Oh, Chris Harrison.
Yeah, what he left out was she left angry and brokenhearted because she thought landing a man would be easy as microwaving popcorn.
Well, she figured, after she got to the Bachelor house, and then they'd be going to the courthouse to go get married right away.
Oh, my
That's
gosh.
right. Get a little Mexican wedding.
Yeah, exactly.
And I like Cody. Fearless Host, basically said, okay, you guys, we'll see you later. So he wasn't even out of the room when he said, okay, Michelle, you got my rose. He just called it.
I loved it. It was classic Cody.
All right, so Robert goes first. He chooses Sarah. No surprise.
Roberts chooses Sarah.
Yeah, Graham chooses Ashley, which I'm still kind of surprised he's still with her considering the crap that she pulled a couple days before.
I don't get it. It's like, did he just completely forget what just happened and that he had a panic attack over it?
He's still on the medication. The anticonvulsives.
It's clouding his judgment.
Definitely.
Yes, exactly. Because the boy has lost weight. Is it my imagination or is he skinnier?
He's skinnier.
Cody, of course, chooses Michelle.
Yes.
That's all good.
Marcus chooses Lacey, and man.
Does the speech. Oh, Lord.
Does he need to do the speech right then and there?
No.
No.
Did you see everybody's face? That was hilarious editing with the whole yawning and like...
I was waiting for somebody to look at their wrist and go, how long is this thing going to take?
I think Chris Harrison did that, didn't he?
Oh, I don't remember.
No, Chris just kind of
wiped his brow or something. Yeah.
He wiped his brow and said, yeah, take as much time as you need, man. We can edit this crap out.
Oh, my gosh.
Being there with her has been a blessing.
Yes.
See, this is what I'm talking about. This is why we don't get their conversations. This is why we don't see the time with them, because everybody and their grandmother is going to be disgusted and bored by watching two people happy. Right?
Oh, my gosh.
And because Claire has left, Zach chooses Jackie.
Yeah, which I didn't understand because it was Christy first.
But they didn't really get a chance to talk, though.
I know, but I didn't see Jackie and Zach doing any conversating either.
They talked in the beginning when she first got there.
Yeah, she pretty much said, I'm not so comfortable after having chosen Jesse, but she did want to stay a little bit longer. And then Zach's like, hey, I'm cool with just getting to know you, and I'm not trying to get all up on you.
Yeah, I think Zach got to see this week kind of what Christy's all about. The whole partying thing, the drinking, all that kind of stuff.
She's got an elbow problem,
right?
Too.
Yeah.
Woo!
Because of that behavior, he was like, oh my gosh, I am not picking Christy.
She absolutely needs a chip, and I don't mean Pringles.
Yes.
So ultimately, Jesse chooses Christy.
Yeah.
And I thought it was kind of interesting because at some point there was some sort of in the moment, he says he's not sure where Lucy is coming from.
How can you not know where Lucy's coming from?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it has something to do with a conversation that Lucy had with Jesse about, well, this is kind of what happened, and, you know, she thought she was making out with me, but not with you. Or, I mean, I'm sure there's more to it that we didn't see.
Yeah.
Because of editing, so...
Yeah. I'd love to get the raw tape, though.
Wouldn't you ever?
I would be very curious to see that.
Exactly. So, but I had to laugh when Lucy said that Jesse was a jerk. I'm like, oh, he's a jerk now. Because he chose Christy over you. It was a competition after all.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I'm like, see you later.
I don't think that she gave a shit either way.
And she didn't want to leave so soon.
Well, you know, it's not often that you get to prance around, you know, with two black rectangles.
Oh my gosh.
No, I was good with it. Go Lucy.
Oh, did you see the look on all of the guys' faces when she would walk by? It was like, what?
Wait, did Michelle say something about the fact that instead of looking up, they were all of a sudden like looking down when it was when Lucy was in front of them?
Yeah, well there you go. Welcome to paradise.
Hey.
All right, so next week, there's possible trouble between Marcus and Lacey. I don't know what that could be.
Manufactured drama.
Because maybe they have a conversation.
And then Cody is moving a little too fast for Michelle.
Oh, yes.
And then, I don't know, Christy apparently finds out something about Jesse from this time before with Lucy. I don't know. But yeah, it's all Chris-app, in my opinion.
It's going to be the most dramatic episode ever.
That's our time for today. You can follow us on Twitter at @didthelletteru_watch it. You can also find us at iTunes. Let us know what you think. Thank you for listening.